5 seconds. Alright. 4, 3, 2, 1. On air.
Well, our last item tonight concerns something which indeed concerns all of us, safety in the home. I've got as a guest Jenny Webb, who is a home economist with the General Electricity Council.
Electricity Council.
That's right. Is it Mrs. Webb?
Yes, it is.
Mrs. Webb, I don't know whether you saw, just after Guy Fawkes night, there was the usual parade of letters in the press about whether fireworks were dangerous and saying there had been 220 accidents through fireworks. And somebody counted and said there were far more accidents caused in the home, in the kitchen, through the use of electrical appliances. Did you see those letters?
No, I didn't. No.
No. What do you as an industry feel about that?
Well, there are a lot of accidents in the home, but they're not necessarily electrical. Unfortunately, I haven't got the figures with me, but I don't think that they rate any more than perhaps falling off ladders.
No, they run in hundreds, of course, don't
yes, they do.
One of the things that seems to happen is that people, in the most extraordinary way, if they do have electric cookers, tend to put their hands on the radium plates when they've been turned off a few minutes but are still warm. Do you hear of this?
No, that's the first time I've heard of that, actually, but of course I suppose anything that has heat does have this particular hazard, whether it be electric, gas or whatever.
But in fact, electric tends to preserve the heat longer. It takes longer for a radium plate to cool down than for a gas string, doesn't it?
Well, the gas flame, of course, goes up, but the surrounding surface is still very
But there's
hot.
far less of it, of course.
Well, I suppose it depends which area has been in use. If we're talking about just one area, then one could say, of course, that a large radiant ring would be larger.
Yeah. What does, obviously the council takes a serious view of all accidents, as one would expect. What is, to your mind, the greatest hazard?
In the home, generally,
Yes.
with regard to electricity?
That's right.
Well, I would say the biggest hazard is with people taking appliances into the bathroom.
Yes, now, what can we do to stop this? Because it seems to be a regular occurrence, and it's so dangerous.
Yes, it is. Well, we do, of course, not allow people to put socket... Well, we ourselves don't allow it. Unfortunately, people do, but, pardon me, electric socket should never be in a bathroom. That's one way you can actually plug in. There are double insulated type sockets for shavers, for example, which have little transformers in, so they're absolutely safe. And avoid having a switch in a bathroom, a light switch. Obviously, you've got to have light, but normally a pull cord switch would be better.
You find they're safer?
Yes, yes indeed.
All right, now what about the kitchen? What are the danger points there?
In a kitchen, I think perhaps now with all the appliances we use that are so useful, we tend to move them around without thought. Never drape the flexible of an appliance across the hob of a cooker.
No, right.
Because you mentioned heat just now, and of course it could be hot and damage the flex.
What about things like toasters? In your experience, do they frequently develop faults with them in themselves so that you can get a shock?
No, they're quite safe. There's no problem there at all on that side. But the problem, again, we're talking about people and not the appliance that has been tested for safety. But they may just get some bread jammed. I don't know if you've ever done it.
Oh, yes.
And you get desperate and you think, I want that toast, I want it now, and it didn't pop up. And the worst thing anyone can do is to take a knife to it to try and get the toast out. The easiest thing to do, in fact, and of course the safest, is to switch off, take out the plug top, and then you can turn the toaster upside down, and very often it will fall out, or there's a little plate underneath that you can undo, and then you can push the toast out from that end.
Yes, but certainly you shouldn't poke anything
Never,
in.
ever, no.
No. But I was thinking in terms of use, there's no danger of a wire working loose within the mechanism of a toaster and giving you a shock off the metal casework.
No, so far as any electrical appliance is concerned, always look for the BEAB label of safety, and this stands for the British Electro-Technical Approvals Board. That's why I say BEAB. This is an organisation that confirms that appliances meet a certain specification standard for electrical safety, and in fact, if you look for this label, you know it will be safe. So far as wires working loose within the appliance is concerned, it's not likely to occur. But of course it could occur with the plug top, so always check that you put your plug top on properly.
Right, well from the Beeb we say look for the Beeb. Until then, good night.